Oh man, we are live.
Hey, well, we might as well tell everybody who's listening, which is nobody at the moment. The music didn't play, Rick. It was silent.
No, it was playing.
It wasn't playing for me.
It was playing on the site.
And can you change that? That's the hokiest music I ever. Can you change it into something? You can put on some Springsteen or something. I don't care. Anything but that crap. And then we got to change the.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the show. Let's get to the show. Hey, listen, we have Sam on the stream. I'm going to bring him into the studio, and then you guys can get rolling. Here we go. Hold on a second. There's Sam.
Oh, there he is.
What's going on? What up? What up?
You got your cigar and your scotch?
I got that downstairs. That's for later.
Okay.
So I got a cup of coffee for right now.
Oh, right. Well, there you go. Is it cold out there? Probably pretty cold, huh?
Freezing, snowing. It's terrible.
Oh. And Kemon is in my state of my birth in New Jersey there, man. That's where I was born and raised in New Brunswick.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And then I moved to California and in 70, what was it? 70, no, what was it? Yeah, 74. And then moved to Hawaii in 2018. Anyway, what I thought I'd do, Sam, is I was telling Kemon before you got on, I don't see much of a market for people who may go back and watch this when it's recorded for quartz watches. So I thought I'd just say, I just thought I would try to sell those quartz watches on the website that you were telling me about on our phone conversation, which I'll get from you in a few minutes.
Yeah, Mercury is a decent one to sell some pieces on. Yeah, I mean, just get, a bunch of them together and, probably pop them on there. I'll tell you the thing I like about that is that a lot of the guys in the groups, it's agonizing to deal with these guys. They nickel and dime you. You're trying to sell a guy a watch for $150. He needs a payment plan on it. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that sounds good. I mean, they're already getting a deal as it is, and maybe they just don't realize it. What was the name, Sam, of that one site you told me to go to?
It's called Mercury. Mercari. MERCARI.
MERCARI?
Yeah.
.com, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what I thought I'd do is
help with that. Let me know.
Okay, thank you. I thought what I would do is I'd just put show some automatics and kind of get some feedback from you and Kemon as to what you think might what it might be worth. I'd be interested in your views as to what you think the watch might be worth. And then, because I'm assuming the watches I'm going to show aren't ones that you guys are interested in, but, if by chance you are, then that's fine. And then I'll just indicate, as I am now for this recording, that anybody who is interested in some quartz watches, I have a lot of Renatos, a lot of Invictas. They're all in good shape. They might be ones you're interested in. They're early on models when the companies were first started. So if anybody's interested in anything like that, just contact me personally, and we can make a deal. But I've pretty much given up on trying to sell those. But for this site that you just mentioned, Sam, I'll try it there. The first one I wanted to show was this, the one I showed where Kemon and I were talking about before we got on. And this is an Android. It's about a 46 millimeter, plays like about a 47. It's a Japanese automatic, and it's got, I got to hold it still so it'll focus here.
Pull it back a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I think that's a Super Jet.
And it's got a red chapter ring inside, which is really sporty, which I like. And here's the thing I really like. It's got the kind of like the Panerai bracelet with the kind of snakeskin scales, which is what I really liked about the watch when I bought it. And then it's pretty thick too, and it's like this. You don't see many watches like this. The it won't bend any more than it is on the lugs. It's made for a big wrist, but it's got the double deployment clasp. And it's back when Wing was Android. So,
yeah.
So it's a Japanese automatic. What do you guys think? Sam, I'll ask you. I asked Kemon earlier on. What do you think a watch like that would be worth if I tried to sell it?
Well, the first thing I'll tell you is that that's not one that I commonly see. I think that it's a super jet. You could confirm that or not. I'm not 100% positive, but that's the kind of watch where it's almost shocking the quality you get for the money. I don't think was it NH35?
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. I know it's an NH. I'm not sure if it's the 35 or the one up from that, whatever that
yeah,
would be.
They use the 38 a lot too. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I know you don't necessarily look to get necessarily pure retail out of your watches, but that to me is a watch that I'd guess be in $125 range.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really an expert on that. I don't know though.
Yeah, that's about right. Maybe 125 or so, 150. Okay. But and for the folks out there, the current Aragon used to be Android.
Yes, thank you, Kemon.
So if you find an Android, especially a one in great shape and with an automatic movement, it's something you should look into getting. I look into getting the older Androids myself. Automatics, no matter which movement it is, whether it's an ETA or whether it's the NH35 or even the Miyotas, I think they've used from time to time. But from the older Androids, those to me, if you like Android and you like Aragon, those are worth looking into to me.
Thank you, sir. This is quite a hefty watch, I might add. You can see how thick the bracelet is.
Yeah, and they're great quality too. They have nice bracelets on them. That's the kind of watch that you'd expect to pay about $350 for new in today's market.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Maybe $275, $350 range, but it's an older watch. I'll let anybody watching this know that Bill's not only pretty reasonable, but his watches are all in fantastic condition. So I'll let you know that right now. He's a stand-up guy. You can absolutely deal with confidence. I've bought dozens and dozens of watches off of Bill.
Yeah, I'll tell you, boy. There was a time there when the collection stretched from one state to another. But you might mark that down on that Android, what their price suggestions were, Rick, if you would.
Yeah, and, I'm taking notes.
We'll just call it an Android Silverjet. I think it is a Silverjet. This is kind of a cool watch. It's not wound, but it is a Valjoux 7750. It is a 500-meter dive watch, and it's made by Luminox. And the interesting thing is that Luminox combined, if you look really closely on the outside of the hour markers, they combine the tritium tubes on the outside of the markers along with the actual loom that they put on the actual hour markers themselves. So this has loom and it has the tritium tubes. And, a 500-meter diver.
Nice case back. Very nice.
Sealed case back, and it's got the old wiggle when you put it on your wrist, and it'll move back and forth. But it's kind of cool. It's got the lets plenty of air in, so you don't sweat. And by the way, this silicone strap is not like those Invictus straps that always bust. And it's got a double. I don't know what you'd call these in the keeper, not the keeper, but the bracelet connection there. It's got a kind of a triple.
That looks like a watch that is actually made to go to work with. From the clasp system, the crown protector, the silicone strap with the extra ventilation in it. It's meant to be, to be able to dry out, and that to me is a watch that I bet a diver would actually appreciate.
Yes, and you can see on the wrist. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, so it actually measures like a 40. It's supposed to be a 47 or 48, but I think it plays a wee bit smaller, like a 46, which is still my sweet spot. But no, it's a great dive watch, and of course, it's hard to argue with the Valjoux.
Yeah, and those are extremely hard to come by. ETA has scaled back their availability of that movement to outside sources. So if you can get a Valjoux, get it.
And Luminox, didn't make a whole lot of them because Luminox makes a lot of quartz watches mainly for police agencies and the military. But this one they did, and I got that off of World of Watches from Jim Skelton. This one I showed Sam before. This one is a Swiss Legend 7750 on a huge long brown leather strap, and it's
Hey, how much were you selling the Luminox for? Were you selling that one?
We didn't say a price. I'm figuring if somebody's interested, they can make me an offer.
Got it.
And this is the Swiss Legend Militaire. Now this one is about a 53 millimeter watch. Interestingly enough, and it's got the crown protectors on the crowns and the pushers.
Yeah, the canteens.
Yeah, the canteens, and it's got the. It's actually got a. I believe. I can't remember if this has an alarm or not, but
I've never seen a 7750 with an alarm function.
Yeah, it's got something on there, and I should have taken the time to read it before I showed it. But you can see it's got a half moon kind of a open case back. It's got a really long brown leather strap and a black dial. It's a sandwich dial, much like Panerai uses. But you can see for a Valjoux, I guess I was going to say it's not as thick as a lot of Valjouxs, but that's pretty thick. But it does seem to fit under more collars if anybody decided to wear it under a dress shirt. But anyway, it's a Valjoux 7750. It's a Swiss Militaire. Skelton bought one of these personally so I eventually bought it myself. But again, only reason I'm not wearing this, beautiful automatic, but it's just a little too big for me at this point in my life. And so
I think it's a beautiful piece. I think it has a very military-esque vibe to it, and it just looks like a fantastic watch. Swiss Legend to me wasn't a watch company that I was ever attracted to, but that would probably be the pinnacle of what they've accomplished and what they put together. I don't think they did a lot of 7750 build.
Well, they were actually not a. Here's the story I have on them. They're not a bad watch. They weren't a bad watch company. Here's what happened. Lior Ben Shmuel, who was the owner of the company, was a real estate developer, and he got into probably for about 5 to 7 years into watchmaking and made some really good quality pieces, much like the piece you and I have, Sam. That Swiss Legend. The silver one with the blue hands. That I've seen you showing online. I have one that's similar to it. But anyway, he made some pretty good watches, but then he got out of the business because his main thing was developing real estate, and he sold it to some big company who just hasn't done the same job as he did. And I remember when he did that, I was disappointed because I thought he made some good quality pieces.
Are you talking about Swiss Watch International?
Swiss Watch International owns Swiss Legend. Swiss Watch International, was owned by Lior. Yeah.
Yeah, Swiss Watch International. It was a weird company. They made some lower end watches, but they're higher end watches. My watch mechanic, Rick Hoover, which a lot of you all know.
Yes.
He's taken apart and worked on a lot of watches over the years, and luxury brands included. He had stated to me that the 7750s that they were using in Swiss Watch International were just the tippity top of quality of 7750s that he's touched. And they're just fantastic watches. My SWI 7750, I absolutely love it. I've been chasing the blue dial 7751 for quite a while now. One day I definitely will own that. But those were some amazing watches.
Yeah, they really were, and really good looking watches aesthetically too. This is one you guys will probably recognize. When I bought this, I was told by the TV personality that this was the very first watch ever that Invicta put the SW500 in. I have no proof of that, but that's what I was told. And it's the Lupa Revolution with the kind of white mother of pearl subdials, and I guess some diamond accents on the hour markers, and of course the leather stitch strap.
Yeah, that's got a beautiful strap on it. That's one that if I had more free cash right now, I would have tried to pick up off you. That's a really nice watch. And that was definitely towards the beginning of them using the S500. I don't know if it was the first or not, but definitely towards the beginning of that.
Yeah, and I remember I just wore this the other day actually, and I pick it up and I mean it's a stunning dial. It really is, and it's the only issue I have with it is again the size. The size is pretty much prohibitive for me anymore. But here's a really cool, and I put this strap on it. This is an Android strap, but I put it on here because I bought extra straps from Wing. It came with a bracelet, which I believe I still have. But this is a Japanese automatic Parma.
I have that one.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
It's cool. It's got the full loom on the dial, Kemon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. I put a brown leather strap on it. And anyway.
That looks nice with the strap, too.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And Android's leather straps
blow
Invicta's leather straps out of the water. Android just had some really gorgeous, thick, leather straps, over the years.
Now, this is, I think this is stainless. I can't remember if it's stainless. Yeah, I think it's stainless.
Yeah, it's stainless. It's stainless.
It's not heavy enough for tungsten.
And I think that has a Miyota movement in it, too. I don't think that doesn't have the NH. That has a Miyota movement in it.
Okay. Thank you, Kemon. What would you guys say something like this would be worth for anybody who's watching?
I'd let Kemon price that one because I really didn't know.
About 150, 130, okay. 135 to 150, something like that. Yep. That's the strap. I like that strap.
Yeah, isn't that a cool strap?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put this strap on a. This strap is so good. You could probably get it on a Panerai and it would look good.
It is a beautiful strap.
So Rick, it's called a Parma, Parma.
Yep. It looks like what Invicta uses that. They call it the ice cream. It's got the full loom with the white background and the yellow subdials.
Yeah. But you walk into a dark closet with this thing on and the whole thing will just brighten up. Now look at it, and look how thick that leather strap is. I mean, you can really see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he makes a good quality strap, no question. Okay, so over here we have another Swiss legend, but this is the really, really cool. Look how thick this sucker is. This is, I think this is a 2894. I'm not sure. Or could be a 2824. I'm not positive. But this is an automatic Swiss Legend 1,000 meter diver with a red crisscross dial that you can see there. And it's about 50 millimeters. Pull back here a little and stop and see if I can focus it. Got a stainless steel bracelet. Really, look how thick that guy is.
Bill, is it Swiss made?
Swiss made, yes.
Yeah, that's a Swiss made.
Swiss made at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. It's not focused real good, but
yeah.
But It's he made these, and I have one of these. I have one of these in a white dial too. I'll show you in a minute. This is the red dial. I had one in a blue one that I sold. But 1,000 meters, and I'm trying to think of the name of this watch, and I can't think of the name of it at the moment. But it's kind of got a gnarled diver's bezel. And then let me see the white one I think is in the case underneath this, but this is a let me see. I'll have to go back and read about this because I don't know if this is a Valjoux or not. It does have that wobble, and it's a pretty thick watch. But in any event, it's a Swiss-made automatic 1,000 meter diver. All right, that's that guy. And then I'm debating this one, but as of right now, it's an on sale, so I'll just show it real quick. This is a day of the week, date, and month, and power reserve, automatic by Deep Blue.
That was one. That was one that you was that let me know when you're going to move on.
That's correct. That's why I prefaced it by saying I'm not ready to sell it. and you can see the 5-piece bracelet. And this is the what's that? What is it? What's the Japanese movement? The 9100. What was that one again? I think that's what's in here.
The Miyota.
Yeah, isn't it the higher end movements? Their higher end movement, isn't it the 91?
They have a 9015.
Maybe that's what this is.
I don't think that's a 9015. It could be. I don't know what all the complications are because that's a power reserve. I don't think the 9015 is a power reserve.
It's got a power reserve. It's got month. It's got day of the week, and it's got the date.
I think that's the 9015. They had the I have the gauge, the Android gauge, and I think it uses that same movement, the 9015. It has the power reserve.
I'm looking right.
I love those. Deep Blue doesn't make a lot of bigger dial watches. I've had a couple watches of some Deep Blues, but I got rid of them because they were like 44 millimeter, which for me, like the lowest that I want to put on my wrist usually is about 47.
And that's what this is. And by the way, I just looked on the back. It is the 9100.
Okay.
9100, and it's also 500 meters water resistant.
The water resistance on these watches, we the guys talk about it all the time, and it's like, we don't even get these watches wet.
No, I know.
But it's just 1,000. But it does take extra. I don't want to let the rain touch.
But it does take extra craftsmanship, I think.
It does, yeah. It does.
And they do it just because they can do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is another one I'm not selling, Sam. I know you like this one. This is the gunmetal Ocean Ghost Swiss automatic with the gold meteorite.
Oh man, you have that? Wow.
Yeah, that's probably one of the few Invictas that I wear anymore on a regular basis.
That's a piece right there.
Yeah.
And because it's in the sweet spot.
It's gold. The meter. It's a gold die. It's a gold meteorite dial. Yeah.
Yeah. But I tell you what I love about it. My favorite watches in the whole world are gunmetal.
Gunmetal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love and the gold really hits off that gunmetal. I have a sitting right over here in the winder, right next to me. You can't see it. Is a 2824 diamond pave Renato Beast, all pave diamond dial. With rose tone accents and a gunmetal case and bracelet, 2824. I just would never sell that watch. It's just gorgeous.
Is that the one with the blue subdials? I didn't bothering you about too.
It's got no subdials. Here, let me just show you real quick.
Or the blue hands, like the furnace blue hands.
No, it's I've got some paper around it because to protect it inside the. But this is the Mm-hmm. It's a Renato Beast. It's about 46 millimeters.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
all pave diamond, and it's got the gunmetal. Now I do have this exact same watch in IP black, which I would sell. That one I would sell.
Now you mentioned you had the watch on a winder.
I have the watch in a winder. Yeah, that's what I just took it out of. Yep.
Now, it's with watch winders. Do you think it's just for fun, or do you believe some of them can be like a necessity? You have to have one. Do you feel that you have to have one, or is it just something as a watch collector, you have and you just you play with?
No, and I discussed this with Sam one other time. I don't feel I have to have them. I usually end up having the best of both worlds. I keep them, and I've got an awful lot of winders, and they're expensive winders. Some of them are back here on my bookshelf, but and I have a safe downstairs in my garage where I keep my high-end watches, and they're all full of winders. And I keep good control over them. I make sure that they're wound to their specificity where the manufacturer says they have to be. But 9 times out of 10, whenever I take them out, I always give them 10 or 20 winds to keep the coagulants moving. Okay. And I play with them and I adjust them just like Sam does when he picks his up. I just like to keep mine in winders because I think it's good if you follow the instructions. If you just stick it in a winder and you don't know what the watch requires, then I think it could end up being more wear and tear on your watch.
Yeah, because certain watches have a turn per day that they have, and certain watches, I think the Valjoux is one of them, can only be turned clockwise. If I believe that.
That's right, clockwise. Yeah. Yes, clockwise. You're right.
Yep. Right. Because I know some of them go clockwise and counterclockwise, but I believe with the Valjoux, it should only be wound on the watch winder clockwise.
Now this 2824 I found, and then I did some checking online, can be wound either clockwise or counterclockwise.
Okay.
So whatever way you set it to, you can end up winding it. Okay, so let me go to this next. By the way, this is a pretty cool Renato I like. I'm just going to show you that even though it's a quartz watch, it's all black IP with black carbon fiber and rose tone accents. And they just don't make them anymore, but it was just a really cool wildebeest that really, I get a lot of compliments on this watch. I got to tell you, I get a lot of compliments whenever I wear a Renato. I just do.
Yeah, they were really nice watches, and their reputation was up there. And then whenever they got rebranded, there was some kind of collapse. They lost their momentum, their value, their desirability. Like even their 7750s sell for a lot less than any other brands, really, because just of I don't know if there was people question their integrity or what.
Well, they sold Daniel Mink, who the owner, sold it to a big conglomerate.
Yeah,
and it kind of got hit. But here's the thing with that. I remember when Daniel Mink was on Shop NBC many, many years ago, early 2000s, and he was selling his watches, and they never, ever, ever went on sale. All the other watch companies, Croton and Invicta and Andrew, they would always have sales, but never Renato. One day he was on, and the management decided that they were going to put Renatos on sale, and man, he was pissed. He was so. And he was on the air showing how pissed off he was, right on air, that they were discounting his watches. So in any event, what he did was to start his watch company, and I confirmed this with the owner of Sterling Original, because these guys all know each other. He borrowed money from, Daniel Mink borrowed money from Lior Ben Shmuel of Swiss Watch International to start Renato. And never paid him back, and so those two guys just don't like each other. Anyway, the watch gossip. Here's a Vostok Europe, and it's got a really deep stadium dish style, about 200 meters water resistant. It's an automatic. You see when I shake it, you can only see the crown. You can only set the time on this watch. You can't wind it. It's the original, with the NH35 had one that you could only, what was it, the 35A, where you couldn't wind it. You had to shake it to wind it.
Right.
So to get this watch to go, you've got to shake it. And of course, you put it on your wrist, and it automatically starts going and doesn't stop. But that crown can only be used to set the time. And at the bottom 6 o'clock position, you have a date. It's got a pretty cool yellow stitch black strap to match it. Vostok Europe, and it is a Japanese automatic, a Miyota movement. So what would you think a watch like this, guys, would sell for?
Well, I bought two Vostoks off you that they didn't fit me, and I was brokenhearted over, and I sold. The market's not that great for them.
Well, they were higher quality than this one, Sam, I'll be honest with you.
The one I got off you with the orange like accents on it was like black with orange accents.
Yes.
I was brokenhearted that did not fit me.
Oh man, that was a cool watch.
Oh man, I think
you should have called me. You should have called me. I would have given you your money back. I would have taken it back.
Well, I'm hustling and move a lot of watches. Well, I did it anyway. I'm not really these days, but a watch like that, I guess to be somewhere around in the 100 and a half range.
I'd probably go an even 100 on it.
Yeah.
So put down the Vostok Europe, Rick, even 100.
Now the new Energias are really, really nice watches.
Yeah, they're making some nice designs. And they're using, a lot of times they have in there, believe it or not, Russian movements. It is a Russian watch company.
Yeah.
So let me put this away and then show you.
Back to the watch winder talk. I'm totally against them for 2 reasons. Number one, because they will wear your watch out. Now, it doesn't. You think like, the watch is going to move in there, but it's not going to hurt it. But there is certain lubricants inside of the watch. And after 10 or 20 years on that winder, that movement might seize up, which has happened. I talked to Rick Hoover again about that. He told me that, not in the short term, but in the long term, it definitely puts wear on the movements.
No question.
Unnecessarily. And secondly, the reason why I'm not against it for that reason, because the watches can be taken apart and serviced, right? It doesn't necessarily grenade them, I don't think. But the reason why I'm against them is because I'm a watch guy in the sense that I like picking them up and playing with them.
Yeah.
Part of the fun for me is picking one up and pulling the crown out and setting the date and twisting and winding it and then putting it on my wrist. Like the you know what I mean?
I know. You like making love to those. You like making love to those watches, Sam.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that process. You know what I mean? I enjoy that. You know what I mean? So, but the movements that I think that they would be good for are movements that are like moon phase, something that's got like a lot of complications in it.
Yeah, like a perpetual, calendar type of watch where it's a pain in the neck to set when to stop.
Sure. Yeah, something like that, then I think it totally makes sense. But for a regular S200 or even a regular 7750, I don't know if I would do it. But yeah, a master calendar, something that was over the top, maybe it makes sense. But I'm not gonna lie, they look hella cool spinning around in those things. They have like LEDs nowadays, and they look great. But
yeah, I got them right there with you. Hey, I got to give a shout out. There's a guy on called Paul Gorman. His name is Paul Gorman. Paul, I love you. How are you? I hope you're well, my friend. Stay safe. He's an old friend of mine way back in my college days. We worked together in a liquor store. We were selling wine in the wine room, and man, we used to get drunk together, something fierce. But I haven't seen him in years, and he's actually on watching, and he says, someone stole your sleeves. No, these are muscle shirts, man. That's what these are. You got to wear these in Hawaii, man. It's too hot for anything else, But anyway, I love you, Paul, and I'm glad you're on. Thank you. This is something I think a lot of people would be interested in. This is a silver jet, and it's an Android with a black dial and a red second hand. It's an Japanese automatic, and I am telling you, the loom on these hour markers is really unbelievable. And it's got an interesting bracelet. It's got 2 center links with kind of knurly center links, and then the outer links are, basically brushed. So this is an Android And this, unlike the other one I showed you, obviously the lugs are more flexible. It's got a cabochon on the end, and there it is. It's a really, really cool watch. It's a good quality watch for somebody who wants a watch that's going to last them. It's also got the magnetized date, magnified, I should say, not magnetized. Magnified date there at the 3 o'clock position. So it's a really cool automatic. I'd probably go, I'd say 125, 135 on this watch. You can put Rick black silver jet with gnarled center links.
Okay.
This is the one that Sam likes. This is the gray dial, Value 7750 Android. This is the one. I still wear this.
Oh, like that one too.
It's heavy as hell. So the story on this, full disclosure, I had to send this to Rick Hoover because you wouldn't believe. You should see me when I pick up a watch. It's like I got to have 16 pillows, underneath me, and so I actually picked this up and dropped it as soon as I picked it up. It hit the floor, and the watch would run, but I couldn't set it. So I sent it to Rick, and he, for $35, he repaired it and said the only thing that happened is when you dropped it, the movement inside the case just moved a little. So I just had to put it back to its original position, and it was as good as new.
Yeah.
Value 7750 day date.
Yeah, that's the watch that you lost for a period of time. Remember?
Yeah, that's the one I couldn't find it. It was in my case, but I couldn't find it. Yeah.
And
anyway, I love
Rick Hoover. Shout out to Rick. Who's going to fix a 7750 for $30 and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Rick has fixed a few of my watches from something wrong with the crown and stem to cloudy crystals. He's fixed a few. I just got 3 of my watches back from him a few days ago. He cleaned the cloudy crystal on one of them, replaced the crystal on another. He does great work. And my watches don't take long to get there because I'm in Jersey and he's in PA. So
I've got some crystals that are cloudy. I should send him one. I've got an old Barrette, which is a really good watch that I need to send him. I spoke to him about. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. Okay, now this one you guys would recognize. I had tons and tons and tons of sub 3s. I only have 3 sub 3s left now. And this is one of them. It's a quartz watch, but it's a pretty cool looking watch, which is the only reason I've still kept it. And it's got the month and date on it, and it was one of their special 4 series that they did some time ago. I don't know if you guys remember this, where they did the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one was this called, Sam? What was it called? Do you remember?
I don't, but it's a titanium center link. They had did a 4-part on each in like several colors. They did like a 1.1, a 1.2, a 1.3, 1.4. I forget what it was, but that's the master calendar. That's the Ronda master calendar movement. And yeah, they were cool watches.
What do you guys now? What would you say something like this? Understanding it's a quartz watch, what do you think something like this would be worth, Sam?
It's titanium and quartz and all considered. I'd probably put that around $125, $140 maybe, something like that. Okay.
Put that down, Rick. Sub 4.
Somebody's going to pay for it. You know what I mean? And that's one of those watches that a guy who's not a snob like I've become, over automatics, he's going to love that watch. I'm just, to the point where now I'm trying to get rid of almost everything quartz that I have, but back whenever I was, into quartz watches, that would have been something I would have been crazy over.
Yeah, put down for this one. I think I'd probably go 125 on this one. You could put it down sub 3, SUB 3, and then put down 1-4. That's what it says it is.
Okay.
This one is the other Swiss Legend 1,000-meter diver I told you about in red. This is the white dial with blue accents. Again, 1,000 meters, Swiss-made automatic. It's a really I bought 3 of these, as I said. I bought one in blue, one in red, one in white. Love the watch. I still love this watch to this day. It's just big and heavy, and I've got a lot more expensive watches that I want to wear before I die. And every day I put this on, I figure I could be wearing one of those other watches. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. How big is that one, Bill?
Huh?
How big is that one?
That one's about, oh God, look at this. This has got to be at least. I only put it on my wrist. I think this is like a 50. It's got a double diver's class, by the way. This is like got to be. I'm saying at least 53, 54 millimeters.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realizing I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Okay, so that's that one. And then we've got I'm just going to show this real quick, the next one, because the next one isn't for sale. But I just want to.
Is that the sub 3? Is that the sub 3 that I've been hounding you over?
Yeah, I just want to tease Sam. This is the day, date, month of the year, right? Sub 3. What's this? A 7750 or 54? I'm not sure.
No, that's a 51. That's a 7751.
Okay, and it's got
one hell of a watch right there.
All black IP, when they still used to make sapphire crystal. Remember?
Where's the buy it now button on that one? I want to buy it now.
Yeah, what did you say the price on that one was?
Yeah, let's buy it now.
I'd probably go a hefty price on this one. I probably this ended up. I think this cost me $1,800 when I bought it, if I'm not mistaken.
They were up there. They were around $1,500. Yeah, whenever those came out, for sure.
I'd probably look about $500 for this one. I really would. I mean, nothing is unsellable. Right now, I wouldn't sell it. But if somebody made me the right offer, like Sam, then I might consider it.
I'll treat you good.
And I would offer it to Kemon, but obviously I had already had discussions with Sam about it, that if I ever did sell it, I promised I'd call him. But there's no one else.
You got about 4 watches that I'm hawking right now.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just show a couple more.
I'll send them an email randomly, hey, how are those watches holding up?
Hey, here's a watch. Now this is the Raymond Weil Nabucco, all Swiss automatic, with a really cool leather. The inside is rubber, and the outside is rubber with leather on the inside, so you don't sweat. Look at the cool.
Ooh, that's neat.
Look at that rotor back there.
That's neat.
And it's got the date set over here, so you don't have to screw around with any of the pushers to set the date. And it's got a yellow second hand and subdial, and it's got a tachymeter on the outside of the bezel. But anyway, this is a Raymond. I got to tell you guys, if you don't know this already, that 2 watch brands that you get absolutely outstanding quality with a reasonable price. Outstanding quality and a reasonable price. The 2 watch brands I go to would be Raymond Weil and Oris. Both of those are, you wouldn't believe, and you can compare them, and you can watch these watch shows where guys are buying $50,000 watches, and they'll tell you, for the money, Raymond Weil and Oris are outstanding. For example,
guys respect Oris too, guys who are into higher level collecting, they respect Oris.
Yeah, there's an Oris all black IP diver. Which I love. I've got about 6 or 7 Oris. I wouldn't sell any of them. I just think they're just super quality watches. And then the other one I want to show before I get into the last box over here this is one I've always kept. It's got black leather with blue stitching and this beautiful blue 2824 Android. Yep. Yeah. This one I promised to a friend of mine when I die, but he's going to have to come and fight for it because my son is getting the rest of my watches. You could see the striations on the dial, the 3 o'clock position magnified date window, but it's really just a beautiful ocean blue tungsten 2824. And Wing made these obviously some time ago.
Is it a Virtuoso? What is it?
Yeah, it's a Virtuoso.
Yeah, this is a Virtuoso. Yeah. The only way I'd do something with this is I'd pay somebody some money and trade him this for one of those, the original Android Virtuoso mother of pearl garnet bezeled watch. So if I had somebody that had that watch in the Android, because I don't really care for the square ones, but the original Android one,
they're selling for a lot of money these days.
Yeah, I would trade them this watch and give them some money, that whatever they thought was fair for that trade. Otherwise,
there is someone who has that 7750 you speak of, and it's got purple amethyst around the dial. I can't remember who. I think it's
really. I don't know if I ever heard of that one.
He has it. Gosh, I can't remember his name. It'll come to me.
7750.
Yes, 7750 with the purple amethyst and the mother of pearl dial. He has it.
Wow.
What's his name? Oh.
Well, I truly haven't heard of that one.
Yep, he has it, and I've asked him to sell it about 2 or 3 times before. He's not going to sell it. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. His name might be Bill as well. I can't remember, but yep, they had. I think that was the only one made with that purple amethyst.
Maybe it's me and I forgot it and lost it in my Anyway, here's my last remaining Android tourbillon, the original one with the black dial, and I took off the gray band that came with it and put on a black Android band, which I think looks better.
That's another one, on the sand.
Yeah, that's the tungsten one.
I'll have to hit your son up in 30 years and ask him whatever happened to that watch.
Yeah, you got to do. Listen, Sam, if you can catch him, it's all.
I got an Android Torpedo off you. I got an Enforcer off you, Torby.
Yeah,
I still have
my son. It's girls basketball, and Dad comes in a distant third. So he probably wouldn't even care about these watches. It's just girls and basketball, man. That's it. Okay,
Bill, is that one on the list? No, or no?
No.
Okay, all right.
That's one he's taken to the grave.
Yep.
Here's two.
I'm trying to find a picture of that watch. Come on.
Here's two.
So am I. I'm going to find it for you.
Here's two that I'd sell, and this is a good quality watch, although it might be a little small for a lot of the guys that you know. This is about a 44 millimeter, and this is a Maurice Lacroix Pontos, and it's an automatic, Swiss-made automatic chronograph with the orange-tipped and loomed hands. So this is a Maurice Lacroix Pontos. I have about 3 or 4 Maurice Lacroix. I like them. Good mid-range quality, mid-price range, but I think very good quality Swiss watch. There's that one, and then there's this one, which is the Chase Door 2824. This is made to look like a Hublot. It's got a blue dial, a black bezel.
By the way, they're incredible watches. Those Chase Doors. That one that I got off you, that gunmetal with the oxblood red dial, I'll never get rid of that watch.
Yeah, no, that's a cool watch. That's a Crossfire.
Yeah.
And this one is the This one is the Chase Door. It's got a blue mother of pearl.
It's gorgeous.
2824, again with the black and rose gold center links. Swiss automatic. And it's made to look just like, I got a Hublot a couple of months ago, and I'm really surprised Chase Door was not sued by Hublot, but Hublot's got a couple more screws around the bezel than this one has. So
well, Renato was sued by Audemir, right? Or
yeah,
Renato. Yeah, Renato was sued by.
Well, Swiss Legend was sued by Audemir Piguet. Yeah,
Audemir, because the watches are identical. I have one of the Renatos that look exactly like an Audemir.
Yep.
I mean, it's unbelievably similar.
It really, really is, Sam. Here's one that you probably haven't seen in a while, and this is a platinum mother of pearl with the gold dragon, all black IP, Android.
Yeah, those are called tattooed dragons, or tattoo somethings, right?
Banker, is it Banker? Tattooed Banker or something like that?
It's It's definitely I don't know what it's called, but there's definitely a dragon on there. You can see the dragon's head at the 6 o'clock position.
That's just a super cool watch right there.
It is. It's a great Japanese automatic watch, and I bought it because of the striking color between the black and the blue. You know, I love black and blue watches. I really do.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's and it's. I mean, on the wrist, it's just. It really does. It's really kind of gorgeous.
It's really different. You know, you don't see a lot of watches that coming out like that these days.
No, and I would never buy anything with a design on it. But when I saw this, I figured, I could get away with that because nobody who looks at it close is going to recognize it's a dragon. I mean, from a distance is going to know that's a dragon. So if they want to look at it real close, then fine. Here's a. This is the Cyclops, I believe, the all pave 4-carat 2824 Renato. You can see with the blue hands.
Wow, yeah.
And the blue second hand. This is a pretty sizable watch. I'm going to put this on to give you an idea.
What's that run? 48 mil?
This is the actual dial is about 46. I would say on the wrist it's about a 48. You can see it plays even bigger because of the thick bracelet. And it's got the polished middle links and outer links and then the brushed center links. Really gorgeous watch. I think it's about time I send this in to be serviced. But there you go. You got to look at the blue hands. And then it's numbered, limited edition. I can't remember what the number is. I'd have to look. But there it is on the back there. Anyway, it's a gorgeous watch. I've got some diamond watches, so I would consider selling this for the right price. I don't know what that price is. I'd have to think about it, but I would consider selling that. And then real quick, before I go to the last few automatics, these are two quartz watches, believe it or not, I would never sell. These are the original Diamond Beasts by Renato. This is the white mother of pearl, which is really striking. 2.9 carats on this one with the rose gold.
Renato did diamonds very well. The size of their diamonds were fantastic.
And this is the chocolate brown with the pave diamond subdials in the diamond. And these are big diamonds around the bezel. I mean, they're big. Rose gold accents. So let me put that down and get this back to the automatics. And we're almost done.
You have that it's a trying to think of it. It's not a beast. It's a wildebeest.
Wildebeest. Yeah, I do. I have two of those. I didn't show them. I got one in the root beer and rose gold, another one in silver tone with a white carbon fiber that have diamonds.
That one's got the blue dials on it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a gorgeous watch.
Yeah, and that's a quartz watch, but yeah, I wouldn't sell it. It's got the edit. It's got the edit G10 in it.
That's a beautiful watch right there.
Here's a pave dial and bezel. The best watch that I think Croton ever made. This is a Croton 2824 Swiss-made 47 millimeter. It kind of looks like a pro diver design.
It's crazy.
But I would sell this. This has got beautiful double deploying clasp with very hard vulcanized rubber center links. Mm. And it's got the not only the date, but the day of the week. You can see at the top at the 12 o'clock position if you look really close. See if it can get this to hone in on it. But it's got...
yeah, that thing's... Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Wow,
there you go.
Look at that. Holy smokes.
That's got the day of the week. Yeah, edit 2824.
Man.
And by the way, if you look really closely at the dial, this is a combination of white and black diamonds.
Black diamonds, I thought so.
Yeah. Same on the bezel. So the bottom half is black diamonds and the top at the 12 is white. Beautiful. So, yeah, I remember when he was selling these, and it's called the Super C. That's what it's called, Super C. So I really liked it. And by the way, here's the Renato 2824 I showed you in gunmetal. This is the one in black IP. Kind of striking with those diamonds in the black IP. 46 millimeter case, kind of plays like about a 47 on your wrist, I would say. All black IP with rose gold accents.
Just a beautiful watch.
It is nice.
Yeah. I would consider selling this for the right price, much like on the Cyclops that I mentioned earlier. I'd have to think about. I know there was a guy interested in it before, and he offered me 800, but I thought it was kind of a little low. So that's on that one. And then there's over here, there is the, this is a good quality watch, guys, and I don't know that I'd ever sell it. This is an old Invicta. It's a Japanese automatic, and it's got the full lume dial.
Yeah, that's the ice cream.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they call that the ice cream.
Japanese automatic. It's got the magnified date at the 3, and it's got those steel inserts, to let it breathe a little bit. Mm-hmm. But this isn't like that cheap rubber. This is when Invicta made good quality rubber. I mean, this isn't like that cheap stuff that breaks all the time. I've had this for quite a while, and it's a totally whole different kind of animal. They just started going cheap on a lot of stuff. By the way, I'll just show you this real quick. This is another Chase door, but this is a quartz watch. It's yellow with gunmetal inserts and a gunmetal case, which is a really cool watch. I love this watch. I've got one of these in green too. Green in place of the yellow. Green in gunmetal and yellow in gunmetal, and it's a quartz watch, Swiss-made quartz from Chase door, which are now out of business, of course. It takes care of those two. And then the last ones. This is the one I posted the other day with the Sterling Original tourbillon.
Oh, yes.
Rose gold with the kind of gray meteorite dial. I mean, you have to look close. I don't know if I can focus this. Let's see.
I have that one too.
You have that one?
I have it, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, that one's right up your alleyway right there.
Yep, I have it. Beautiful watch.
It is a beautiful watch.
There's an alligator strap on it too.
Yeah. Yep. Here is this is one to watch. I swore I'd never sell. This is, you're not going to believe the story behind this. Now check this out. This is a purple mother of pearl. Now if you were going to bet me and say, Bill, there's one person that can do mother of pearl the best, who would you pick?
I'd pick Wing.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's who I pick. And there is a purple mother of pearl tungsten 2820. I'm sorry, not a 2824, but that's the story behind this. Here's a tungsten, and it's even got a purple strap. But I mean, it's not a real super dark charged purple. It's a light purple with purple stitching. It's got that. It's gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous purple mother of pearl. Tungsten case. Now, you're not going to believe this. This is a Chinese automatic movement. Yeah, and I couldn't figure out why on this beautiful watch Wing decided to go with the Chinese movement. So I believe it's a seagull, but I'm not positive. But
yeah, that's definitely a seagull, 100%.
But he put a Chinese movement in this virtuoso.
Seagulls are very good movements.
You could see maybe a little bit of the mother of pearl there.
So Rick Hoover gave me a little bit of backstory on seagull, and basically, from what I'm told, ETA, before the Swiss Federation changed what was the minimum requirement to be labeled Swiss made, ETA set up a factory in China and had all their tooling and all of their top guys go down there and put a manufacturing facility together, and they were manufacturing builds out of China. Once the Swiss Federation changed the rules, they abandoned the workshop and sold it to Seagull. Now, Seagull stepped in ETA's place, using all of their tooling to build their movements. So essentially, but it was the same people that ETA had hired. So essentially, it was the same people doing the same quality builds that they were doing for ETA, now labeled Seagull. So the Seagull tourbillons are basically, not that far off of what ETA tourbillons were. And ETA tourbillon movement is $30,000.
Well, I heard that Seagull was getting better and better and better, and it doesn't surprise me, Sam. That's interesting.
Wings Torbies are with the Seagulls are better than the Invicta.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Here's a couple of automatics that are brand spanking new in terms of how they look, but I bought them a couple of years ago, and they're Seikos, and I love the loom on Seikos, but they're automatics. This one is an orange Seiko with gunmetal, and this one is a yellow Seiko with gunmetal.
Are you selling these?
Yeah, I'd sell these.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'd probably sell these for. I mean, they're automatics. I'd probably sell them somewhere between 75 and 100. They're 200-meter divers. They've got day and date windows, and they're really good, solid builds. And I just love the loom on them. And then we got three more small boxes to go through, but there's only a couple automatics in each one. This is a Valjoux 7750, believe it or not. Bulova. what used to be Accutron. So it's a Bulova has really made a comeback in the late 90s after a terrible, terrible 70s and 80s. And it's a really cool all snow white dial with black hands, and you can see the kind of like imitation guilloche dial.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very
dial, but it's a beautiful watch.
And it plays, it's about like a 45 on the wrist. And it's got a really nice, comes with a nice leather strap and a dual deploying clasp as well. I'd sell that one, but price would have to be determined. I'm only going to show this one real quick because I don't know if you guys know anybody who's interested, but this is sapphire crystal. It's a big date Ronda movement, I believe. And this is when Invicta used to make the 46 millimeter speedways. It's got a black mother of pearl dial, which is hard to see. It's got all rose gold. And of course, it's got the big date, and it's a quartz watch. Last quartz I'm going to show. This one is a .44 millimeter Cloud Chaser by Chase Door. Edit 2824. It's got black mother of pearl on 3/4 of the dial, and then it's got the rose gold from between the 12 and 3 o'clock positions.
Yeah, that's a really unique watch.
Yeah, that is very unique. You can see the 3D middle center links, black eyepiece center links. They're raised up.
Yeah, look at the way that lug comes over the side. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and they made this one in blue and black. I opted for the black with the rose. So that's a Swiss automatic. This one, for guys you may know that like gold watches, there's not a lot of them out there, but I bought this because I thought this is one of those wing specials that I thought he made really well. About 47 millimeters, a real soft brushed gold bracelet with a obviously a dial that can be seen in blue accent hands, and it is a Japanese automatic, I believe. Japanese automatic, and I should wind it a little bit so you guys can see it moving.
Yeah, it's a skeleton.
It's got a snow white kind of a chapter ring. If I get it up a little closer, I don't know if there it is. And it's got the blue hands and the soft rose gold. You know, this is a really nice watch. I just don't wear it anymore. It's just beautiful. I'd probably let that go for about 75. So you could put the.
What kind of watch was that, Bill? I didn't catch that.
It's an Android. Open heart. Just put Android open heart.
Okay.
Skeleton.
Yeah, that you could put an Android open heart skeleton. That's $75. This is this was on the picture of a lot of watch magazines. This is a Sterling original automatic, and it's got an open heart, day of the week, and date kind of now it's an automatic, so it wouldn't be a 7004 or an 8040N, but it's kind of similar to that look. And it's got the blue furnace hands, and you might be able to see if I get it close. There you go.
There.
At the 9 o'clock position is the date, and at the 3 o'clock position is the day of the week.
Yeah, it has a very rich look to it, that watch.
Yeah, it's got a kind of a double step bezel. You see? That's what they were really advertising.
A coin edge bezel.
A double coin edge, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's a nice watch.
dual deploying clasp, and it there was a name for this, a name that was. I remember they posted it all over these watch magazines, saying that it was a really cool looking watch. I would. I had one of these in rose gold. I gave it to my brother. This one I kept, but I'd be willing to sell that. I'd probably sell that one for about 130. And then that takes care of it. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Here's an Invicta I would never sell. This is well, I might sell it. It's a quartz watch, a big date, but it's sapphire crystal and it's got meteorite dial. It's a regular Grand Lupa before they started making the Lupa Revolutions.
You selling that one?
Yeah, I would. If for the right price, I'd sell it. I'm going to leave that open. I don't know what the right price is. And then before we get to the last box, this one is an E-Guard. I don't know if you ever heard of E-Guard, but this is a Japanese automatic. And take a look at this, guys, and tell me what you think this is. This watch was designed. I think it's a really cool design. This watch was designed by none other than Captain Kirk, William Shatner.
Oh,
that is the shape of the case is the shape of the communicator that they wore on their shirt.
Oh, okay, I see it.
And you can see on the right-hand side, there's like a 3-level dial in those little specks above the moon at the 9 o'clock position. God, I'm trying to get this squared away so you can see it. Those are specks of real meteorite, which is, you can see them very faintly right above where the hands are. They're little circular specks of meteorite. Anyway, it's a pretty cool watch, and I bought it solely because of the design. Okay, a couple more. This is the there's 2 Invictus in here that I would never sell. One's a quartz and one's an automatic. Now this is the one with the snakeskin, beautiful snakeskin strap, the sapphire crystal, all meteorite dial, big date, and diamonds on the bezel.
Yeah, that thing's got it all, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is nice.
I mean, that's when they made, and the red secondhand. That's when Invicta had something to talk about, I think. But hey, sorry, I don't mean to be so negative about Invicta, but
no, you're on the same page with most of us.
We understand.
Yeah, we
big old. I remember when I bought this, Jim Skelton told me, "Boy, that was a good buy." Because there wasn't many people making purple watches. This is a big 48 millimeter Japanese automatic. Wait a minute. Let me take that back. Let me make sure it says at the bottom. I can't tell if that says Japanese automatic or Swiss movement. I think it's a Japanese. 200 meter purple diver, and take a close look.
That's an NH36.
Could be. You're probably right. Take a close look at that dial. It's got like a sunburst coming out from the center in all directions. It looks blue on your screen, but take my word for it. This is purple, and it's got this beautiful 5-piece bracelet.
Android's 5-link bracelets are some of the most gorgeous bracelets made.
Aren't they nice, Sam?
Yeah, they really are. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
So anyway, this is a Japanese automatic, and I bought this. It was still Android at the time. Nice watch. I really like it. I'd probably sell it. Here's a really good watch. This is probably the second best watch I think Croton ever made. This is on an alligator strap. It is an open heart 2824 automatic, black IP.
That's sharp. That's a really cool looking watch.
It is. I bought one of these for my son. My son loves this watch.
Does that have diamond hour markers, it looks like?
It looks, they got slight diamond hour markers, really tiny ones, yeah. An open heart at the 12 o'clock position, 2824 in the alligator, of course, and black IP. I'm trying to get there you go.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful watch.
It is a beautiful watch. You know, every once in a while, and there's the deployment clasp. Every once in a while, a company that you maybe don't typically buy watches from will come out with a winner. I mean, everybody's bound to score a winner once in a while.
Hey, guys, just real quick back to what we were talking about earlier, the Android with the purple stones. I happen to find it here. I don't know if you got. I'm going to try and put it as close to the camera as I can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, there we go. That's it right there. Guy named
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, those are round. Those are round.
Bob Dilts has it.
And those are round stones, right, Kemon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Round.
How many did they do like that in those?
I think that just that one.
Well, they had the Spinel, they had the Citrine, they had the
No, they had it was Onyx. It was they had Onyx. Well, the Aragon ones have the square stones. The Android ones had the round stones. The Android ones had I think the white topaz, the black onyx, and the red garnet. And then I think this was the only one made like this purple one. Yep.
So,
wow.
Yes. Yeah, I've never seen that watch before.
Well, you know, that sounds right because Wing is famous for purple, man. He's one of the few who's, you know, and Victor started using it very scarcely, but he always used it.
You know, that's amazing. I've never seen that watch before.
Yeah,
Either have I. Either have I.
Just a beautiful, beautiful watch.
According to him, it was a prototype, and
I believe it.
And they didn't make any more. That was it. And he keeps telling me that was not available. It's on the Enforcers Facebook page. That's where I got it from.
Well, let's see what we can do to pry that away from him, Kemon.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I believe the prototype story because I've never seen that watch before.
Yep.
This watch, believe it or not, is a Swiss-made watch with a 2824 in it, and it's made by a company that makes clothing, and it's a big 49 millimeter Avisu with 200 meter diver. Snow White.
It's a clothing company.
Yeah, Snow White dial, and it's just really a cool watch with a really nice 5-piece bracelet. And there's the automatic. There's the 2824 movement, and it's a big thick. Look at the size of that. It's a thick watch.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a nice size Swiss-made automatic, and I'd probably let that go for. I would probably say. I'd probably let that go for $75 or $80. I wouldn't try to, even though I paid a lot more for it. It's a beautiful watch, and I just don't wear it anymore. Again, mainly because of the size. 2 more watches in this case, and then we got one other case left with about 2 watches. It's about another 4 watches. Here's one I wouldn't sell. You guys have seen this posted with a different stone the last few days, I think, on Grail Watch Talk. But this is the 40 millimeter, plays more like a 42. Mother of Pearl 2824 sapphire.
That's beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's what's the stones in that one? That's the
sapphire.
They're sapphires.
The sapphires.
Yeah, they made that one in with like 3 or 4 other variations. There was like emerald, sapphire, Mozambique.
Just a gorgeous mother of pearl, all sapphire crystal,
diamond around the bezel, right?
Magnify, yeah, a diamond on the crown. See it?
Yeah. Just an incredible piece.
Oh, right at the other side there. That's it. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, I might be contacting you about that one.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I ever decide to sell it, I will let you guys know. This is
that would look nice in your collection, brother.
See, a lot of guys Kemon would probably
those are too small for me though. Those are what, 44 millimeter?
No, that's a 40 millimeter. It plays more like a 42 on the wrist.
Yeah, they're smaller, but they were arguably some of the best watches that Invicta made. They're COSC certified movements.
Yes, and it's got the real dual deploying clasp that they, Now here's the movement, but let me show you what it looks like on the wrist so you can kind of get an idea of the size. And I have a 7.5-inch wrist. So I mean, I think it looks fine.
Yeah, it's nice.
That thing is wow. Like
yeah, that's a nice timepiece. And then over here we have the all titanium alligator strap 47 millimeter Maurice Lacroix GMT and moon phase. And the interesting thing about this is a Swiss automatic, obviously. The interesting thing about this watch is you can see the moon phase at the 3 o'clock position is not based on the 24-hour scale. It's just like another watch in a watch,
That's really neat.
So I have it set for so if it's 10 minutes to 10 in Hawaii, it's or quarter to 10 in Hawaii, it's quarter to 12 in California. That's not what the time is because I haven't wound this, but that'd give you an idea of what. And I mean, this is one of those ones that I'm showing it because I would sell it if push came to shove. I'd have to get the right price, but I would actually sell this, even though I fought like hell to get it because I remember when they were sold, there wasn't many of them around. And this is all titanium, by the way, titanium. So it's, even though it's big, it's light as a feather on your wrist. Okay, so we got just a couple more. And here's that. Actually, we only have one more because the rest are quartz. I only have one more automatic. This is that the gold version of that T-Rex diver I showed you earlier that was rose gold. So this is the gold version. It's gold and blue. And then here's the last. This is a different version of the Super C. It's a Japanese automatic skeleton watch. That's what it's all eggplant. The eggplant color with the black Vulcan rubber center links. So this is a Japanese automatic that I'd sell. Open heart. And again, the eggplant case. So that's kind of it, guys. I mean, I have a ton of quartz watches. In fact, I have a whole 4 drawers of quartz watches I haven't even, showed you, not to mention the quartz watches that are in these cases I haven't showed you. And I haven't done that because I know there's not a whole lot of interest in them. But they are good quality watches, as you've seen with a couple of the Renatos I've showed you, and they are well worth their wear at a reasonable price. If you know anybody that is interested, steer them my way. I'd appreciate it. And I will also try this website that Sam gave me. Before we go, do you guys want to see a couple of my new pickups before we take off?
Absolutely.
Let me show you a couple of my new.
I'm just stuck looking at this amethyst. It's 7750.
That thing's beautiful.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
What is?
That Amethyst 7750 Android.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
shout
if
out
you guys
to
are familiar,
that guy.
familiar
He
with
hit
this.
the lottery when he got that watch.
This is one I just picked up. It came back in stock. It's all black IP, 44 millimeter, plays like a 45. It's a 2824 German watch, a Zinn. Have you guys heard of Zinn? It's a really good. Germany makes some really good watches. They rival Swiss watches. Anyway, I just love this watch. Picked this up for about $2,800, brand new, at a place called Watch Shopping, WATCH Shopping, oneword.com. If you're ever interested in some really reasonable prices of good quality watches, that's a Zinn. Picked that up, and then picked up this one up that you guys. This is more of a dressy watch, but they made it into a sporty model, and I've been looking for it for some time. It's got an alligator strap. It's got a moon phase, a power reserve indicator, and a big date, Swiss-made automatic, and it is a Cartier, which never had a Cartier, but they made this new one, kind of with a cushion-shaped case, which is my weakness because I love Panerais, and it's got blue furnace hands, the white dial. You can see the moon phase, the power reserve.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's got the Cartier clasp. This one, I got it from a reputable dealer in Florida. And I'm just telling you guys this because you're friends, and I'm not. I hope you guys know I'm not trying to brag or anything.
No.
I'm trying to give you an idea. This one was 6,700. So this one is, I'm giving you really a basis, a really understandable reason of why I'm trying to move some of the watches I have, even though I like them, because they not only go to pay for something like this, but I'm wearing different watches. I got two more to show you. This is a big 47 millimeter Jacques Druze.
Wow.
And this is made by the Swatch Group. Man, the stainless steel design is just uncanny. And it's very readable. That's what I liked about it. It's got the big second hand at the 6 o'clock position, but it's a very readable dial at the 12 o'clock position in terms of the time. And it's just got a really unique design, again, made by the Swatch Group, and got a really cool, unique deployment clasp with a rubber strap. I mean, I like when a high-quality watch company gives you a deployment clasp with a rubber strap because they can wear out too. Mm-hmm. I kind of really, really dig it. And this one was $6,850. So, and I got to thank Sam because, he bought a lot of my watches, helped me get a few of these.
Bought a lot of watches.
And Kemon bought a few, so he helped me too. So if you guys are ever in town, you guys can come over here and I'll let you wear these for a day or two. Just for the hell of it, right? One last watch I got to show you.
I'm not wearing anybody's $7,000 watch because if I fall on the trip and it gets broke, now I owe somebody $7,000.
Okay, the new Carbotech Panerai.
Ooh.
On the sandwich dial with the blue. Let me see if I can get a real good focus on this.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. This Carbotech is lighter than titanium.
Looks like Kevlar, the bracelet.
It's made out of carbon. It's a Carbotech made out of carbon, and it's light as a feather, and it's got a beautiful sailcloth strap.
That's gorgeous.
That is.
And you can see the little knurly design with the blue. It comes with a tool and another black strap that you can, of course, interchange. But this is the new Carbotech dial, and again, I have a weakness for black and blue. And
did you just get that? Because you've never shown me that one.
I got this probably, I don't know, a couple of months ago. I made sure my wife was out of town at the time.
Oh, this old thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I've always had this.
I had to, because this one was 11.5. So
that's a beautiful piece right there.
Yeah. Is.
Now it's got a 72-hour power reserve.
Nice.
Now I've got another Panerai in the safe downstairs. Now see if you can picture this. It's stainless steel with a black strap with green stitching, and the dial is green with rose gold hands. It's made it's made with the colors of the Indian flag, the country of India, and I actually like that one better than this one because I love the green and the black with the green stitching, and it comes with a brown strap, and the brown and the green is just outstanding. But anyway, so just to give you guys an idea of what I do with the money I spend selling watches, that's how I help. I bought a Rolex once. The Rolex was $14,900. And I remember having this discussion with my wife. I saved up for over 2.5 years from money I had selling watches until I got to $15K. And then I just used that money to buy the Rolex and basically just interchanged a bunch of watches for one watch, right? And that's how I did it. So it wasn't by any miraculous situation other than having patience, and that's kind of what you have to have. And when you got a lot of other watches to keep you busy, you find a way. And then I've been blessed with being able to have my career and be able to do this. But I wasn't able to do it till I got older, and it's just something I strive for because I'll tell you guys, there's not a lot of stuff I got going in my life right now, and this is my passion. And that, and Sam and I, and maybe Kemon, you do too. I like to share a good cigar every now and then. That's about where it's at. Cigars, wine, and watches. That's what it is.
That became an expensive habit for me too, and has
yes. Guys, I cannot tell you how much fun I've had today and how much I really appreciate you guys doing this. Believe me, from my heart, I really do appreciate it. I really had a lot of fun. I don't have guys I can sit and chat with and talk watches. I would love to do it with you guys anytime. Feel free to pick up the phone or just have a FaceTime or whatever. Really, I can't express my appreciation enough. Thank you.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah. Me and Bill had 2-hour phone calls just talking about watches several times.
And we got to thank Mr. Rick too for helping out with the.
Rick, we appreciate you, sir.
Yeah.
You have been terrific and putting everything together, and this has been great. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
Thank you, guys.
Anytime.
So now I got to go spend some money and take my wife out for Valentine's Day. I got to take care of business, fellas.
Yeah, we understand.
Well, listen, God bless. Be safe. Will you be safe? And we'll find some time to do this again if you guys are still interested. If you'd like to do it,
Sure.
Because I wouldn't mind, you guys showing off some of your watches and talking about some of your watches. I'd love to do that.
I can do that.
Yeah. We got some pieces.
Yeah, if there's anything you got to show, Kemon, before we leave, feel free to do it if you got something you want to talk about.
No, I mean, I recently made a big purchase. It was an Invicta. You guys seen it on probably on Grail Watch Talk. It's a really nice Invicta with a Value 7750. Diamonds on the lugs and on the bracelet and gemstones around the bezel.
Right.
It's a really, really, really nice watch. So I paid a decent price for it. So I'm going to be pausing the watch buying for a while.
What do you do?
An amazing watch.
What do you do, Kemon, for a living?
I'm a police officer in New Jersey, East Orange.
Are you really? Oh,
Yeah.
God
Awesome.
bless you, man. God bless you. I hope you stay safe out there.
Yeah, man.
12 years.
Yeah, God bless you, man. I think when I was practicing law in California, you may or may not know where this is, but there's a giant county in California called Orange County, and it's right above San Diego County and right below LA County.
Mm-hmm.
In any event, one of my biggest clients was the County of Orange, and I defended against excessive force claims. I defended cops, sheriff department cops that worked for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. So I would have to have all these trials on excessive force and civil rights violations and all that stuff. So I would know all the good cops, which mainly they were, and then I'd know the few troublemakers,
Yeah.
But that was what I did for a large part of my career.
Yeah, yep. I'm 12 years in.
Yeah, good for
That's
you.
awesome.
Good for you.
12 years in.
Wow, that's amazing. So, it's like they say, be careful out there on the streets, right? Is it?
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you work regular day hours or do you work a night shift?
We work 12-hour shifts. 12 in the afternoon till 12 midnight.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
man. And Sam's busy selling real estate. I know what he's up to. He's doing all those real estate deals and kicking all those old folks out of homes so he can knock down the buildings and put up some.
Yeah, I pick one right now too. Gotta go. Yeah, never. But yeah, I'm full time with real estate, and it's my passion, and I love it, and hoping
That's
to have
good.
a here myself with it, and I have rentals and do flips and different types of things, and watch collecting and cigar smoking and expensive
you,
bourbon
man.
drinking, and there's never enough money you can make.
No, and I used to do some of that. I have a shirt with a PMB on it. It was called Private Money Bank. So we established Private Money Bank to loan money to people back when the crash hit, people that were doing these flips. So we'd loan them money at 15-16% interest for 3 months, and they would buy it. Yeah, they would buy a house, and because we figured we were doing real estate, and we figured, okay, it's better to own the money than the property. So what we would do is we'd be put first on the deed in case they defaulted. We'd get the property.
Sure.
Otherwise, they'd pay us back in 3-4 months, 6 months, maybe tops. They'd flip the house. We'd get our percentage, and we did that for several years until the owner of the company that I developed the company with decided to become a crook. And as is with a lot of things, you get a good thing going, everybody's happy, and one guy gets greedy, and the whole thing falls apart. And I actually ended up representing somebody and suing him for fraud because he denigrated the program. That I mean, it would have went on for years. It would have been a fantastic program, and he was making.
Lending is great. Lending is a great opportunity. I borrow a lot of private money, a lot of hard money. I help people earn a lot more money than they can with their money sitting in a bank account, but I don't pay anywhere near that. I usually pay around 10% these days on money, but it is a great, if you have money, lending on real estate is great because it's secured by an asset, not like putting in the stock market that is backed by nothing tangible. So, but yeah, there's obviously people going to take advantage of, stuff. So I'm not surprised to hear about all that.
Well, he was taking a bigger cut than he should have, and that led to complaints. And then finally, when we looked at the books, we saw him. I don't even want to think about it, but it was
the books.
And it was, damaging to my reputation because I helped get people into the thing. So I was just flaming. I was steaming at the guy. And this is a guy I thought I knew, but sometimes you think you know somebody and you really don't. So anyway, that's enough of that. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And Kemon, stay safe out there. Sam, stay sober.
Thank you.
And
I'm gonna send you some cigars too, man. At some point, I got a good bunch of stuff sitting around, so I'll put a few of them in the mail for you here at some point.
I love you. Thank you, sir.
Remind me. Yeah, I got some really nice stuff sitting around. So
okay, I will do that. Okay, guys, you take care, and Rick, thanks. And
all right, you guys have a good one.
Okay, you too. We'll see you on the flip side.
Guys,
enjoy your weekend.
Okay, guys, thanks.
See you guys.